Can you feel this? That feeling that something big is about to happen in Chicago. Because after years of watching this defense fight, struggle, and so often fail to impose the respect it should, the wind may finally be changing. And it all starts in the heart of the trenches, the defensive line. If you're a true Bears fan, the kind who lives every tackle, every third down stop, you know exactly what we're talking about. Chicago's defense has always been identity, always been pride. But in 2025, it hurt. The numbers don't lie, and they sting. Tied for the 7th fewest sacks in the league, 6th worst run defense, and most alarming of all, only one interior defensive lineman had more than 1.5 sacks this season. Yes, just Gervon Dexter managed to surpass that. That's not enough for a team that wants to be feared again. And that's exactly why this offseason isn't just important, it's decisive. The mission is clear. Reinforce the middle of the defense. Bring in someone who not only stops the run, but creates real impact. Someone who collapses the pocket, who makes opposing quarterbacks feel pressure coming straight up the middle. The kind of presence that changes games. But here's the reality. The 2026 draft isn't full of complete monsters at this position. Those interior tackles who dominate both against the run and as pass rushers, they're rare. However, there is something that could be the first step in rebuilding this wall. Elite run-stuffing specialists. And that's where things start to get interesting. Even without picks in every round, General Manager Ryan Poles could make moves, trade up, trade down, maneuver. Because when you're rebuilding a defense, every opportunity matters. Every pick can be the difference between continuing to struggle or returning to dominance. And within that scenario, one name is starting to echo loudly. Kaden McDonald, Ohio State, a true force against the run. He might not be the guy stacking sacks every week. He might not be an immediate nightmare for quarterbacks. But when it comes to stopping the run, he's simply the best in this class. And that's not an exaggeration. In 2025, McDonald posted an incredible 92.0 Pro Football Focus grade, the highest among all interior defensive linemen in the nation. That's not just good. That's elite. That's pure dominance. He reads plays with precision. He occupies space like few others. He sheds blocks. And most important, he prevents opposing offenses from dreaming about establishing the run. And let's be honest, how many times did we watch the Bears get gashed up the middle? How many drives were built by running straight through the heart of the defense? That has to end. And players like McDonald represent exactly that shift in mentality. A return to fundamentals, but executed at the highest level. Stop the run. Force long third downs. Put offenses in uncomfortable situations. And here's what makes it even more exciting. Even though pass rushing isn't his calling card, McDonald showed growth. In 2025, he recorded a career-high 3 sacks. It might not sound like much, but it shows development. It shows potential. And potential is something Chicago can shape. Because this isn't just about stats. It's about identity. It's about attitude. It's about becoming that team no one wants to face on a cold day at Soldier Field again. And maybe, just maybe, this rebuild starts with a name that not enough people are talking about. But we are. And we're paying attention. Now, take a deep breath, because this goes beyond just a name in the draft. This is about rebuilding the defensive DNA of the Chicago Bears. When you look at a player like Kaden McDonald, you can't just evaluate what he does on paper. You have to imagine his impact within the system. You have to visualize how he changes the entire defense. Because football is a domino effect. A dominant run-stuffing defensive tackle changes everything. He frees up linebackers. He forces offenses to abandon their plan A. He creates long third downs. And suddenly, the edge rushers start to shine more. Outside pressure improves. The entire team elevates. And that's exactly what the Bears need. It's not just about sacks. It's about control. It's about dictating the tempo. It's about making the opponent uncomfortable from the first snap to the last. And let's be real, that didn't happen in 2025. There was a lack of strength, a lack of consistency.
Historic defenses. Of course, the draft still holds many possibilities. Chicago could target other players in different rounds. They could go after more complete prospects. They could even surprise everyone with bold trades. But one thing is certain. Ignoring the need on the interior defensive line would be a massive mistake. Because championships are won in the trenches. And the Bears know that better than anyone. So, as the draft approaches, as rumors heat up, as Ryan Poles prepares his moves, one question lingers. Will Chicago bet on a dominant run-stopping specialist to start this rebuild? Or will they go in a different direction? No matter the answer, one thing is already clear. This offseason isn't just another one. It's a turning point. And if everything goes right, we may be witnessing the beginning of something special. Something every Bears fan has been waiting for. The return of a feared defense. The return of identity. The return of the Chicago Bears that make the league shake. And maybe it all starts with a name that isn't in the spotlight yet, but very soon might become impossible to ignore. If you felt this energy and believe in the return of a dominant Chicago Bears defense, then you're already part of this journey. So don't stay on the sidelines. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and come follow every step of this rebuild with us. Because what's coming could be historic, and you won't want to miss a single second. Bear down.